Welcome to Nerds Chatting, movie, TV, comic chat. Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome, everyone. Hello. Oh, you do that bit, don't you?
Welcome, everybody, to Nerds Chatting Podcast. My name is Nathan, and with me is Ben.
That's very official. Hello, Nathan.
This is a podcast and a video, so if you're listening to this on Podbean or iTunes, hello. If you're watching us on...
Thank you.
If you're watching us on YouTube, hello and thank you. And you can go to the opposite one if you want to see or hear more or whatever. Should we crack on?
Let's get into the video.
This is a mini-pod. We're going to be talking about... Well, we recorded a podcast yesterday, and as is the way with the world, a trailer was released the moment we got off
We literally
recording.
pressed stop,
Yeah.
and then the trailer bounced.
So here we are doing a mini podcast about the Logan trailer because it looked bloody brilliant. I was so excited about it. It
does look good.
I don't know about you, Ben, but I thought I was all X-Men'd out for a little bit. X-Men Apocalypse was just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's the correct word for that film. Yeah.
So this, I was like, oh, Logan, yeah, okay. And then the trailer was just, whew. Should we get into it?
Let's get into it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
So we're going to watch it and talk about it. Nate's made some notes.
Okay, so
This
the
is
first thing,
professional.
The first thing to note, obviously, there's the tone of it is Johnny Cash's "Hurt," which is also a cover of, I believe, something like My Chemical Romance or someone like that. It's someone like that. I might have just made that up. Let's say
Johnny Cash covered My Chemical Romance.
something like that. Yeah, because he did his American recordings, so all his songs are covers.
Ah.
Yeah,
Ah.
there you go.
This is news to me.
I don't think it's probably not My Chemical Romance, and everyone is screaming at the screen right now.
But anyway,
and you will have put on screen that I was wrong, or whoever it was that was right.
Hashtag Nate's an idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway, what the song does is it sets the tone straight away for this being a very somber sort of
Yeah.
environment
Yeah,
that Wolverine
absolutely.
is now in.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not very. Let's get into the
Yeah.
let's get into the film, into the trailer.
And we'll press play. What we've had confirmed by the director is that this is in the Days of Future Past timeline. So we know this is post Days of Future Past. This is after that end scene where Wolverine walks into the office with Xavier and he's like,
Oh, yeah, and,
you've been missing and you're welcome. Yeah.
Phoenix is back, and
Yeah, exactly,
Jean Grey and Cyclops is no longer obliterated and dead and all this kind of thing. So, that's good.
It's the first class Days of Future Past
Apocalypse.
timeline. It just happens to be much further on from Apocalypse.
Okay.
Okay, so
This first shot, you got shaky hands Wolverine. So
Yeah.
he's obviously.
well, we know he's a bit of a drunk. In this.
Oh, he's a bit of a drunk, is he?
Yeah,
I'm just literally shaking my hand.
Yeah,
I don't know why,
yeah.
but-
One of the first pages of the script was released on the Instagram account, and I think he has a drink problem. And you see that later on in the trailer.
Because he's drinking at
the funeral, yeah. Shall we?
Yes, let's. Sorry, this is not an advert for Costa.
No. So he's
Very-
in sort of a wasteland.
Very post-apocalypse. He
Yeah.
is Old Man Logan.
He is Old Man
Yes.
Logan. We should talk about that briefly. It's not Old Man Logan. It's just using a lot of the cues from that graphic novel. He's slightly older. He's a bit scarred up. He's in the future-ish.
His hair is sort of as it was when he
Yeah.
was Old Man Logan in the comic,
Yeah.
yeah. But they couldn't do Old Man Logan for all the reasons
Yeah,
there
all the
are under the
license
sun.
reasons. But I really like that they've sort of admitted to themselves that people age in the real world, and Hugh Jackman isn't that young. I mean, they've made him look a lot older than he actually is, but that's appropriate for me.
Yeah, yeah. So this at the funeral, they're saying here that all the
No
mutants
mutants.
they're all gone.
That's going to be a plot point, guaranteed.
So what's happened to the mutants? What's happened to Magneto? What's happened to Jean Grey? What's happened to Cyclops? What's happened to Nightcrawler? Where are they all gone?
We'll
What
get
about
into that.
Mystique?
Definitely.
She's now Jennifer Lawrence. Where's Mystique?
The Reavers hunt mutants, and Caliban can find mutants.
We're skipping ahead.
Yeah, I know, but that's important, I think.
So he's
No more
drinking at
mutants.
the funeral. Jackman and
Yes.
Geeks Talk had a little thing where they were going, so is he getting ready to serenade someone? And we have a Hulk shared Hugh Jackman singing for Radio 1 to promote Days of Future Past.
Oh, wow,
And
nice.
it was absolutely brilliant.
Oh,
Anyway,
but he's a
tangent.
superstar, isn't he? Yeah.
Check out our Twitter timeline for some of
Yeah.
that stuff.
So he's got bleeding hands and scars. This is really important.
Yeah,
to
scars
the
on his
character.
back. They look awful.
So it's important because his healing factor isn't working as it should.
And it actually looks painful for
Yes.
him to put his shirt on.
Yes.
So he's probably like arthritic and
Yeah,
he's
they're
not in a good way.
really emphasising that
Old
he's-
Man Logan.
Yeah, Old Man Logan. They're really pushing it. Yeah, and then we get this sort of this
What
big
is
open
this?
space. It looks to me reminiscent of Cerebro.
Yeah, that's
but
what I
think.
thought.
I think that's what it's supposed to do, but I think it's just a place where Xavier is being kept.
Fair enough.
I don't think it actually is Cerebro. I think it's just meant to be a bit of a nod and wink. Oh, look, it looks just like it.
Looks like it could be Cerebro.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
And then we get old Xavier.
Yes, Old Man Xavier,
Old Man
as
Xavier.
I've coined him. Yeah, I feel a bit sorry for him actually because he's obviously his powers aren't working anymore, are they?
Yeah. Or if
Or
they are,
they're a bit sporadic, like Wolverine's healing factor.
they're on the wonk. Yeah.
Maybe that some like as mutants age, their powers fluctuate a little bit.
Well, I know that
possibly.
it's become canon, or it had become canon in the comics. I don't know if they've changed it now, but it had become canon that
Probably.
yeah, that mutants evolved as time went on. So like Beast became more cat-like. Stuff
Okay,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know? And then like Iceman had more control over his powers because you could make bigger
He
constructs.
could
and
fully
things.
ice up and stuff.
Yeah,
couldn't
stuff
he?
like
Yeah.
that. So I don't know whether there's some element of that in it.
This bit as well, like this, Wolverine lives in a giant cork.
Well, yeah. I mean, that is where Xavier is, right?
Most probably, yeah. Or
It's a big container. It's got kind of holes where the light may be coming through. That's kind of what I.
I mean,
read
if
from
you
it.
can see that it's fallen down. It's on its side. So
Yeah,
at one
it's
point
a,
it was
it's a water
upright.
tower, right?
That's a giant cork.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay.
I just want to say how well the song goes with with the imagery on the screen.
Yeah.
It's so good. So this is X-23. This is
It's
the
not been
back of
confirmed.
X-23.
So it's an actress called Dafne Keen, and we are all fanboys that know anything about this are 100% certain. that any-
99.9%
Yeah.
certain.
that it's X-23, who is a clone of Wolverine in the comics.
Because it could be X-23 underscore 8G9F2, which is
A clone of a clone.
a clone of Laura Kinney.
Right, okay.
She's in the current all-new Wolverine. I found out her name this morning. I've since forgotten it again because I'm an idiot.
It was
Gabby.
Gabby.
Yes.
Do you know what's interesting? I showed this to the Italian last
It
night.
won't be Gabby. It will
No.
be Laura.
Yeah. Well, I showed this to the Italian last night. She was like, "Well, she's a lot like 11, isn't she, from Stranger Things?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can see your point there, but Stranger Things almost took that from X-23,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's not a copy."
She was around
That's
before.
interesting.
Drop it. Moving
So
on.
yeah, so we've definitely got her. We've got an explanation coming between Xavier. Xavier knows about X-23.
Look at Wolverine's eyes here. They are like ultimate bloodshot.
Well, this is post-battle or drunk, post-funeral probably.
Post-funeral and drunk.
Who's died at the funeral?
Or it was probably a mutant. You
Yeah.
think it's possibly Xavier?
No, I think Xavier's later on. I think X-23 and Wolverine have to bury Xavier in the woods somewhere. I think that funeral is from one of the last people, one of the last mutants.
Like a side. Oh my
It's Iceman.
god!
It's Iceman.
No.
Oh.
What if it's Deadpool?
No, amazing. Devil might be in this. That'd be interesting. But,
Okay,
So
let's-
yes, he does look. He looks, hurt. Now I have only one criticism, just one. Is she too young? And what I mean by that,
We talked about this on the podcast, didn't we? Should she be a mid to late teens, early 20s? And you sort of said late teens would be better.
yeah, I just think if they're maybe they're not, but if they're trying to replace Wolverine in the future with a Wolverine-like character, and X-23 Laura is the way to do it, and I think it's a wise move because I think she's a really interesting character. Mm-hmm. It's weird that they're in the future and she's young. Is there going to be any time travel? There may be time travel, and she may get sent back.
Well, she's been created by the
Essex Corp.
the Essex Corporation, hasn't she? Because the scene at the end of X-Men Apocalypse, like the post credits
yep.
credits scene, where the suits guys go in, they nick the vase of his blood and all that other stuff, and walk out and shut the briefcase, and it's Essex Corp. So they've created her.
That's what
so
we're
then
thinking. That's what we're thinking from the
And she might be the 10th creation
Exactly.
of a clone of
Yeah.
Wolverine, which is what Gabby is.
But
Who knows?
I think there'll be some sort of mind-bending time travel thing.
Probably.
I think
it wouldn't
she-
be an X-Men film of recent times without some time travel.
That's what I think it'll be.
Okay.
So,
she
yeah, we
looks.
get
She
to-
looks like a cute kid. She looks.
I think
She
she's-
looks like you would expect Laura Kinney to look as a kid.
She's cast well for me. I think she's got a sort of a 1,000-yard stare about her that's kind of angry, but at the same time, she's a little girl.
You like the 1,000-yard stare, don't
I
you?
do, yeah. Hopkins
Okay.
has it as well, yeah. Means so much, and yet at the same time, nothing. Moving on.
I'm doing my 1,000-yard stare to the camera. Moving on. Okay, so yeah, they're
quite
facing
blonde there.
off.
Isn't he quite blonde there?
Well, he's living in the desert. There's a lot of sun. you
Yeah, I know, yeah.
A lot of sun.
Love his beard.
It's a good beard. As beards go, it's
Yeah.
strong.
Then we get the Reavers.
Here come the bad guys.
Yeah.
If you
So-
can't tell they're bad guys, they're in military-type vehicles wearing military-type
Yeah, all
equipment,
masks and,
masks and helmets and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and they've got guns.
The Reavers in the comics are cyborgs. So in this, we see the main Reaver guy. His name, apologies, is Donald Pierce.
God, you suck. Boyd Holbrook is the actor.
Yeah, but the character is Donald Pierce.
Yeah.
He's a full cyborg in the comics. So they've given him a metal arm in this. So
Like
it's kind of like a little of a
I like
nod and
it.
wink. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So here come the bad guys. What are they coming to do?
This is Caliban.
Here's Caliban. Right, so Caliban's power is
He can find mutants.
he can find
Now,
mutants.
look on the right-hand side here. This is a little bit of a tinfoil thing, but that is the side of a truck, if you ask me. He's been brought there. This scene is straight after that scene we've just seen where they're driving down the road. He's been brought there because he has found Laura Kinney or Xavier or Wolverine. Logan.
Yeah. He's not called Wolverine, this is
Sorry,
called Logan.
yeah. That's why he's there. I think it's great get up because he's like
So
he's
if all
got-
the
he's
mutants
pale
are
skinned,
gone-
he can't be out in the sun. and
If
stuff.
all the mutants are gone, which Logan says all the mutants have gone now,
Yeah.
it's because Caliban has helped the Reavers find them
Absolutely.
all and they've wiped them all out.
That's my theory on this film.
Wipe them out.
That's the story.
all of them. So they've had an Order 66 for the mutants, basically.
That's why you can have it time bending, because this is the future that we don't want to get to. And you can find a time travel way to go back and stop Caliban. And Laura has to go back and stop Caliban.
No, we've done that. That's Days of Future Past.
Guaranteed.
I'm not doing that again.
Guaranteed.
Oh, God. Okay. Okay, more shots of Laura Kinney. This is quite good. So this is, Logan's like, nah, don't really want to help.
Yeah.
Someone else will come
I
along.
like that, yeah. Someone else will come along. And Xavier's like, someone has come along.
Yeah, it's you. Yeah. This is good.
Really powerful stuff, I think. I
is
really,
good.
really do think this is
And then, of
powerful
course, this is Logan finding himself again,
looking
remembering who
inside
he
his
is.
in soul and saying,
Oh, look,
yeah.
that's my name, Logan. It says so on these dog tags.
Yeah.
I'm not Wolverine. I'm not an animal. I'm a man.
Even though his name's
Although,
James.
Even though my name's James Howlett.
Yeah, Howlett. Moving
Just
on.
call me Logan. Whatever.
Yeah. I love that really stark font. It's just white text on a black background. And when the Logan comes up later on, it's that as well. And it's a really nice, this action scene in the car. I love a good chase scene, don't I?
You do love a good chase scene, but Wolverine.
What?
Well, he doesn't normally drive cars. He runs around with his claws out.
Yeah, we get a bit of that later, but this just looks great. It looks really well.
It does look very
choreographed.
actiony,
I mean, we only
doesn't
see
it?
a couple of shots of it,
And
but
he's-
like it's spinning, and he's spinning the wheel, and there's like counter movements and stuff. And it's great.
He's wearing his black jacket, so this is probably after
Post-funeral.
just after the funeral. It's
Yeah.
probably quite early in the film, actually, isn't it?
I would think so.
Yeah.
And here he is with a metal arm. Donald
Yeah.
Pierce.
See, that's quite easy to miss if you're not looking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So that looks straight up
T1. Oh no, T800. type thing.
T800 Terminator
yeah.
arm. That's very good. And
It's got-
Boyd Holbrook is a great actor. He was in Narcos. He played like like one of the main guys in that.
Yeah.
He's been in other stuff as well. I think he doesn't get enough credit for how well he actually can act.
I think he'll be I think a villain is very important to a story, and I think he already looks. He looks really evil.
Yeah.
I think he's going to evil it up real good.
You can tell he's evil because he's got a skull scar on his neck.
Yeah.
Therefore, evil guy.
Iconography, it's great.
Iconography. Yeah. So the bit of his arm is the missing bit. Is the
kind of
bottom
forearm
bit
down, yeah.
So it's like from this bit down.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that probably Wolverine or X-23 probably took that off of him.
I reckon so. I reckon
Ah.
it's X-23. I think they're chasing her down. There's a scene here. This shot. Let's look at this shot. This is what I want to talk about. Another one before this.
Okay, this one here. So this is where it's Xavier in his chair and things are vibrating.
Yeah, this is Xavier using up the last of his powers, in my opinion. This is him dying. He is going to sacrifice himself to let Logan and X-23 get away because everything's shaking. There's guns pointed at his head.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I reckon.
That'd be good. Well, not good. That'd be
If
awful.
you look
but
at it, it draws parallels to X-Men 3, where similar situation. He's in kind of a living room. It's all vibrating. He dies.
we don't talk about that film.
Yeah, I know.
But also, with the sun setting a little bit as well,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bit of foreshadowing. The sun
See?
is setting on him.
Yeah.
Interesting. We could of course be completely wrong.
No, we're absolutely right.
So this is back in what looks like that Cerebro place again, but maybe
Yeah,
not.
It's a water tank, definitely.
It's a water tank.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, it's a cork.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Yeah.
And this is that's Logan carrying Charles.
This is a lovely little intercut between these three.
Like a little family scene,
Yeah,
isn't it?
well,
we're all at peace and we're happy and
Director
family.
James
Mangold
has said this film, the theme of this film is family. And this is great. This is them around the dinner table. I reckon they're on the run. I reckon they're in an abandoned house because it looks like a normal living room. It's got like a cabinet in the background with plates
Doesn't
and
it?
stuff.
Yeah.
This is post-apocalyptic. This is them having to find somewhere, and they fall into the trap of sitting around a dinner table and being a family.
So what we're saying here then is that Charles Xavier is the crazy drunk granddad. Logan is the crazy drunk dad, and X-23 Laura Kinney is the crazy rebellious kid.
Yeah.
That's a family dynamic if
Yeah.
ever I've seen one. Okay, it's good. So this is
The shots here, it's really beautifully done. It's really well framed.
again James Mangold. He can film stuff well.
It's a shot of a Land Rover.
I know.
Or other 4x4, and it just looks so lovely across the background.
So what's happening here then? Logan's asleep. Laura's looking at him. This is obviously the bit where he's got that cut about his eye. So it's the bit from earlier in the trailer where he wakes up, where he just sort of opens his eyes, looks in pain. This is possibly after Charles has died,
Maybe.
and they've got away from whoever was chasing them, the Reavers and
It's-
Cyborg Arm Man.
It's going to be a road.
What's
movie,
it called?
isn't
Donald Pierce.
Yeah, Donald Pierce. It's going to be a road movie because it's going to be all fine. X-23 is going to come into the situation somehow.
Yeah.
Probably escape from the Reavers. Charles will read her mind and know who she is and what she is.
She's you, Logan.
Yeah, exactly.
She's you.
Then the Reavers come for them.
Did you like that?
That's very good.
Pretty good impression.
They have to go on the run, and the Reavers are chasing them. That's what I feel it is, and they're probably headed to somewhere, like where the facility where she came from, or someone who could help them from their past.
Got you.
That's what I reckon.
Let's skip it on.
Sorry.
That's okay. That was good. So we've got action
Action
scenes
starts
here.
ramping up now, doesn't it?
Yeah. So they're trying to put a collar on her.
So this is them coming for her. This is where he lived before, isn't it? You can tell by the background and the scenery.
So we've got people looking cross with each other.
And then Wolverine
gets the
claws.
claws out. Like when the claws come out, we get Berserker Wolverine here.
He's chasing after them there. That's good. And Laura doing some stuff.
Laura doing a little bit of
Jumping around
bit of
and-
jumping around, Krav Magaing,
Yeah.
getting her claws into people's necks, sort of
Claws.
stuff.
What claws?
What
oh,
claws?
moving on.
Interesting.
Getting some great chase stuff here. Guns on the run and 4x4s and things.
Oh, we're seeing Wolverine tearing up people's
Weaponry
guns
with
with his
claws.
with the claws.
Then you get Caliban screaming there, so they're obviously forcing him to use his powers.
Yeah, this is possibly meaning that he's using his powers under duress. He's
Yes,
not using his
absolutely,
powers
yeah.
willingly.
Yeah.
They have got something on him. Maybe they've got his family, and they're like threatening to kill them if he doesn't help them. I don't
Maybe.
know. If Caliban has a
I
family. I
wonder
don't
if
know.
it's just forcing him. I think it'd be as simple as forcing him. And then
Excuse me. Sorry.
we get to a point where we're in a city.
Yeah, and people are jumping off the roof. I'm not quite sure what's happening there.
I reckon this is X-23's escape. This is the opening sequence of the movie.
Okay, fine.
That's what I reckon it is.
Interesting.
And she
All right.
survives it because she can jump off. And then this final scene.
Yeah. Now, I have thoughts.
Okay, so this is where we
This
get
is
the
the-
claws coming down.
So we should say here that there are two trailers. We are looking at the first trailer that bounced out, which is the Green Band trailer.
Yes, absolutely.
A second trailer came out literally at the same time, or like 5 minutes afterwards,
Yeah.
which was the
Red
Red
Band.
Band trailer. And there are two different shots in the trailers.
Yes, and I would say the Red Band one, although interesting from a
We're
point
gonna
of
get
view,
an R-rated
because you see
15
him, you see
Wolverine
him
movie.
stab his claws into someone's head.
Yeah,
that's
basically,
interesting.
The Red Band one is he goes like that in a hallway, and then bad guy's there, and he goes crack, and
Up
claws come right out the top of
yeah,
the guy's
so you
head.
see a guy die. In a,
I'll
in
put
a
some
brutal,
images on the screen.
Yeah, in a brutal, knife claw way.
Yeah.
That's interesting, but it's not as interesting as this shot, I think, where
Yeah.
you see Wolverine trying to protect himself with his cross claws.
Yeah.
And there are claws coming down.
You see him lying
bloodied
down.
claws coming down.
And then you see this. So this would appear now. I can see two claws here, and maybe two claws on the other side.
Yeah.
But there might be more going on. I don't know. But so these are X-23's claws. She's in a berserker rage at this point. Doesn't realise who he is, and she's got adamantium claws,
Yeah, I think
not bone claws.
I think yeah, you're right. I would put money on it being that. If they want to get overcomplicated, it could be someone like Dakin, which is Wolverine's son. But I think that's too much. I think they want to stick with their relationship, and it's going to be about her, like you say, completely berserker raging, and him having to help her control it because he's lived through it, because he's the wise old Obi-Wan of this.
Old Man Logan.
Old Man Logan.
So
And this is her
who else
berserk-
could it be if it isn't X-23 and it isn't Dakin? It could be Lady
It could be
Deathstrike.
Lady Deathstrike because she's
She's
heavily
probably
linked.
still around at this point.
Yeah, but she's heavily linked with the Reavers as well.
Ah, there you go. You
But
see.
I think that's a step too far. I think the wise move is to have it be...
It's odd, isn't it? Because you see Wolverine's claws and you see there are more pointy things coming down, but at the same time, there are definitely on one side of them, there are two bloody red adamantium claws that are coming down.
There's a version. I mean, Dakin has 2 that come out of the top there, and 1 that comes out of inside the wrist.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether Laura's ever had that, or whether they're just going to retcon it so that she's got 3 still, but they're from different positions.
Well, certainly in the comic book, Laura's got 2 from each knuckle.
Yes.
On each hand, and then 1 each in her feet.
Right. Well, maybe they're just going to change it so she's got 3 in her hand, but they come from different places.
Maybe like Dakin.
Maybe combine the Dakin and her and the feet and that sort of thing. So, really interesting shot. I think it's the most. From a casual viewer, I don't think that would mean anything to anyone. From an insider, from someone who knows the comics, I think that is the most interesting shot from the trailer.
Nice, I got you.
Yeah.
Let's move it on.
Yeah. Then we've got the poster, basically, the recreation of it. Her
Which
holding his hand.
I can't see anymore without seeing that tweet from Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, where
So
going,
this is my hand.
"That's my little hand holding him."
But this is the burial, isn't it? You're in the woods. I think this is probably end of first act, beginning of second act, where they have to go on the run together, and Xavier's been buried, I think.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't know. I think this could be towards the end of the film, but at the same time, if it is when Xavier dies, and we do think he probably dies earlier than the end of the film,
I believe so.
Gives his life to save them, etc. Yeah, I don't know why she's got the sunglasses on. Maybe because she's crying a lot, and she thinks that sunglasses, these plastic kiddie sunglasses, would be a cool thing to wear.
Maybe it just looks really cool.
We are not a theory, or we are not.
We're not fashion police.
We're not fashion police at all. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And then you get this, this font. It's just this Logan. It's perfect for me.
It's very clean, isn't it?
It's very clean.
white font with a black background.
And you said once when we heard the title of the film was going to be called Logan, you were like, "Is that enough? Do people know?" I think people know. I think enough people know it's called that.
Now I've seen the trailer as well. Calling this film Logan is probably genius.
Yeah.
Because it's just perfect for the film. For what we've seen, like I said, the imagery with the music and the tone, everything's, it's about loss. It's about the end of the mutants. It's about the end of Wolverine. It's about the beginning of X-23, the end of Xavier, probably. It looks great. It absolutely looks great. I cannot wait to see this film. And it's March 3rd next year. Will that be March 3rd in the US? And late February, like the 28th for us.
Possibly.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
You heard it here.
So, right, that's
Probably
kind of
not.
That's our thoughts on it.
That is our thoughts, yeah.
I thought it looked great. I can't wait for it. I think that's come across in what we've been saying, and we've been sort of geeking out about this quite a lot.
I think so too. I think there's excitement for this film has certainly ramped up after this trailer. I think if you've seen this trailer and you've not got excited for this film, you probably want to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think this could be the perfect Wolverine film we've been waiting for.
Yes.
Now they thought that was going to be the case with the Wolverine,
which is
and
good.
It was pretty good, but this could be next level, man. This could be good.
So if you've been listening on Podbean or iTunes, and what we've been talking about has been very visual, apologies. You should have been watching along with us. Or if you want to get the full idea, like I say, head over to YouTube, and I'll be saying that on YouTube now. So. Hi everyone on YouTube again.
You've confused the timelines completely.
It's going to be like the X-Men films.
We'll go back and reboot with different people playing us at some point.
So make sure you listen to our weekly podcast, which is on nerdschatting.podbean.com.
That was good. That's smooth that one right out.
Thank you very much.
Pretty good, yeah.
Or you can catch us on iTunes. Or Ben, where can they find us on the social medias?
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and just type in Nerds Chatting. You'll find us. All one word: Nerds Chatting.
Please get in touch. Give us some feedback. Talk in the comments below if you're on YouTube or if you're on the social medias. Grab a tweet and send it to us because I know how the social media works.
Oh God, wrap it up.
Thanks very much, everyone. I've been Nathan. This has been Ben.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.